Hi, Mr. Monraj.
Hey,
Morning.
hi Sujay. Morning. How are you?
I'm well. Just start with introducing myself. I run the Vizuri business, Monraj at Affle, and so this is part of the Affle group. We're a technology company that powers advertising technology and marketing technology. And so we started out. I mean, we founded about 17 years ago. Out of India, but we have a global business today. We listed today in India, and at Vizuri specifically, we power marketing automation or marketing technology for brands, and a big part of that is today on conversational channels like WhatsApp. So everything from customer acquisition to engagement to transactions to say store sales as well. And as a marketer myself, and that's how I think in a gathering I'd kind of gotten connected with Smita as well, and she was talking about your the brand's engagement with Alia Bhatt and all of that, which was happening at that time. So yeah, this came. I think this is great that we are able to get connected.
My pleasure as well, Sujay. Yeah, I think it's been quite an interesting ride for us.
No,
Yeah,
super, and
yeah.
we'll
No,
keep this.
no regrets. I think we've been having a good time.
Oh, would love to know more. And we'll keep this conversational, right? And again, those questions are largely the flow, but for me and I think for people who end up listening to this, it's more about getting to know the brand and getting to know you and having fun along the way. So I think this. So the team, are you already? If you're already recording it, I guess anyway we can get started, and I'll just start with an introduction to the episode itself. Good morning, Mr. Mohanraj. Great to have
Good.
you here today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely, it's our pleasure as well. And today is another episode of the retail leadership series that we're doing here at Vizuri in partnership with Mapic. And Euroflex, Mohanraj, is a brand that generations of Indians are familiar with. It's a much loved brand, but from your point of view, could you talk a little bit about the brand and what the mission is?
Thank you, Sujay. So, just to sum up, I mean, if I were to tell you in a very short and crisp way what we do, our entire vision is to be the most admired brand in the sleep and comfort space, and that's what we desire to be. And that's the journey what we have taken. At least I've been here in this for the last 6 years, and that's been the journey what we've been trying to take on. And what we believe is the products what we make, which is mattresses and pillows and related products, are just enablers. But our vision is to be, helping India sleep better and maybe Indian consumers sleep better. And all the work we've been doing around that is just to make everyone aware how important sleep is. And I would say, this entire COVID episode has really brought sleep at the core. And we keep saying this in every forum. What was like roti, kapda, makan is now, good exercise, diet, and sleep, and it's becoming very core to your well-being. And that's what we've been trying to promote and propagate as well. And obviously, that's what the business we want to be in. That's what we want to be known for as well.
Traditionally, the industry has been associated, Monraj, with being the mattress industry, and over time it's transformed into sleep, which is much more, right? How have you been part of this transition? Has it been conscious, or
Absolutely. I think it's not by chance. It's been very conscious. I still remember we having our kind of brainstorming session a few years back. And if you see traditionally, I mean, just to tell you about mattress, it's a very boring product. I don't think anybody wants to take a guest to your bedroom and pull out your bed cover and so this is the mattress I bought, right? I mean, this is not something you want to flaunt. So there's no flaunt value for a mattress. Rather, you want to flaunt your cot, saying I bought a teak wood cot, I bought a whatever imported cot, whatever, because it's a piece of furniture. Mattress is not a piece of furniture, and doesn't attract anyone. And I think you rather want your mattress to be a private space, not to be spoken in public. And hence we found this was very tough for us to, while we all knew we spend 1/3 of our life on sleeping, which is 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours a day. It was very tough because this category being a little boring, to get people's attention on importance of sleep. So traditionally, if you see most of the brands, including us few years back, just spoke about the material content in the mattress, which is like spring, coir, foam, and everybody spoke about, I give this foam, I have my spring thickness is this much, I use imported steel wire. Some guys talk about coir, saying natural product, but it didn't mean anything to a consumer. And that's where we went about doing consumer trials. I would say just say 5.5, 6 years back, my early days in this business. And we really identified what is the need of a consumer and how do we really bring in products which can really mean to a consumer and why should they buy a particular product. And if you see now our categorization, at least Duraflex doesn't talk about spring mattress, foam mattress, coir mattress. We just don't talk about it. We talk about our mattresses are classified into 4 categories, which is more customer value based. What value each of these, sub-segment of mattresses gives to the consumer. So we have I would say, a very value for money mattresses, which kind of a mass called the essential range. Then we move into the energized range, which has its own features about having an anti-stress fabric. It has a layer which gives you support at the back, firm support at the back, and maybe a softer support on your head and toe, which is called energized. Then we have a Durapedic range, which is certified by National Health Academy. A lot of brands claim their mattresses to be orthopedic, but the only one which is certified by National Health Academy is Durapedic. And we went through a lot of doctor trials and feedback. We brought it back into a product, into our R&D. So probably one of our flagship brand, and then we talk about, which is our Durapedic range, India's only certified, orthopedic mattress. And then we have our premium range, which is Natural Living, which is 100% organic. Possibly we are the only brand in India today who has their own rubber plantation. And because we come from South, we are from Alleppey, we have our own rubber plantation. We have a 100% export-oriented unit where we kind of export a lot of these rubber to, advanced countries like US, Germany, France, and most of these, advanced US and European countries. We have bought in those technology into our mattresses. So we have 100% organic product, with a mix of coir and latex, with 100%, I would say, latex, mix of spring and latex. And that's a flagship brand under Natural Living. So what we typically did is we brought some life to this entire category from moving away from this material-based classification to more customer value-based, based on our research and customer insights. A lot of work we did. It actually took us 12 to 18 months to launch our first range. And I still remember in 2017, mid is when we launched our first range, endorsed by RCB. And that was this IPL craze was going on that time, and we leveraged on that. But and from there on, I think it's no looking back. I strongly believe we are a very innovative company in this entire industry. And frankly, I would like to take the pride as a brand to say that we possibly brought a lot of life into this category, which was very boring. In fact, we even got a designer to design our mattresses. So Michael Foley, who is known for the Titan Edge watch, and the Commonwealth torch was designed, was kind of crafted by him, and he does a lot of work for Tata's Tanishq, Titan and all. He was on board with us, and he helped us design this entire 4 range of mattresses in terms of look and feel. So we not only brought some functional value, but we also gave it some aesthetic appeal. So what was mattresses like typically maroon and white, we brought a lot of colors to it, and we believe that along with the functional benefit, we also bought a lot of colors and excitement in the category, and that's what possibly has helped us to reach where we are today.
Going a little deeper, Monraj, you changed the conversation from functional mattresses, materials, composition, etc., to talking about sleep and wellness. In your just tactically, I mean, what did you do to get this done? In terms of what channels did you use? Did you change the kind of collateral or the messaging you put out in public or in your stores?
So every of this category has a messaging that goes out with the product, right? So Obviously, our biggest tagline, which says nothing like Duroflex, and that's what we really take pride internally and externally for our own, I would say, internal employees and families, and obviously to our external consumers as well. I mean, that's our bigger tagline. But for our Energize range, we said it's like being ready for tomorrow. Like, if you're a fitness freak, I mean, if I were to tell you something specific about the range Energize, it has an anti-stress fabric, which means the fabric has the carbon infused into the fabric. So what it helps is, if you have a static charge in your body, and there are people who get the static charge when they touch some metal object, and generally those kind of people don't get good sleep because they're always charged with negative ions. This carbon kind of negates that, and it helps you to sleep better, wake up energized, and maybe you're like kind of ready for tomorrow. So our tagline we used was ready for tomorrow, and the feature we added was a carbon infused fabric with an energy layer, which gives you a 90-degree support for the back and a 45-degree support for your head and toe. And again, designed by Follies, or a different design, fabric imported from Belgium. So we not only we added functional benefit to it, but we also added a lot of aesthetic appeal, so that customer loves to take this like a piece of furniture and not like a mattress which you don't want to show it to anyone and cover it, with the bed cover. Our second range, which is again Durapedic, designed by Folly, we went for a particular color tone for that entire range. We had doctors working with us, and we really called it out. And then we said, if we just saying that it is kind of supported by doctors doesn't help. So we went with National Health Academy. We got the product certified, saying it's a very good mattress for the orthopedic range. And that's how we really worked upon the range of Durapedic. Natural Living, I think the product just speaks for itself. Anybody sees the product at the counter, it comes with a particular shade of fabric. The fabric is 100% organic, and then in the entire composition, what goes into making the product is very different. The other path what we chose is, and that too particularly we started, I would say, accelerating that post COVID. We found that our trade is not so, I would say, evolved like any other consumer brand, maybe a Nike shoes or a Puma or maybe an Apple. So obviously the outlets are not well maintained. It is kind of managed by traders, and for the traders it is just like keeping some mattresses and selling it out. So we embarked on a journey of creating world-class experience center, and today as we speak we have 50, and we are in the process of adding another 25. I'm very proud to say that there's nobody in the mattress industry in India or even abroad has an experience center like what we've created. So it's run by us. It is again designed by one of the, I mean, I can't quote them because we have an NDA sign, but designed by one of the famous architect who has designed our entire store. Typical size 1,500 to 2,500. It is like we call it like the Apple of the mattress industry in terms of the store look and feel. So what we did is we gave consumer a chance to come to a more safe, hygiene, and very good looking environment to come and test our products and then buy. What it helped also is it forced our trade also to start giving attention to the overall hygiene, look, feel, because we forced them and we said, if you don't do, then we have no option but to really put up this world-class experience center. So all in all, we changed the entire distribution ecosystem. Few years back, where we were largely driven by multi-brand outlets, as we speak, we have close to 800 to 1,000 exclusive brand outlets. We have close to 50 plus of our own stores, another 20 work in progress. And again, few years back, we were a very South-centric brand. Duraflex was known to be a very South brand. What we also realized is post-COVID, honestly, we were also quite worried when COVID struck because it's a very discretionary product. There's very tough to measure the CAC to LTV because you buy this once in 7 to 10 years. And it's tough to retain your customer for 7 to 10 years and go back and retarget and get him back after 10 years because you don't know where you are in your entire product business journey in 10 years time. And hence it was important for us to open up and go digital. While we had in-house experience and I would say a lot of study coming from our parent, subsidiary brand Sleepyhead, which is also part of Duraflex, the number 2 brand in the online space. So we had a lot of study. but we always believed that Duraflex will be an offline brick and mortar brand, and Sleepyhead could be the. We never could envisage the entire Omni culture or system for a mattress industry till COVID struck us, and we were forced and cornered, and we had to reinvent ourselves for survival. And
So
that really
why is omnichannel important
yeah.
in the
So
industry?
I'm just coming to that. Unless, I mean, till we were forced, we never thought we have to be an omni brand. We said we'll manage offline, let my subsidiary brand Sleepwear manage the entire online space. But what we found is the entire journey of a customer is seamless. And when we started expanding our own outlets, we realized that most of the consumers who are walking into our store have already studied, researched our product in the online space. They've already done a lot of research. One of the biggest study for us is in our own stores, we found a conversion rate was as high as 80%. I mean, almost 8 out of 10 customers came and bought, which means they're all serious buyers who have really studied your product, understood what you are, what you stand for, and what is the benefit. And they're just walking into the store to probably, reassure themselves that what they've seen digitally is what is really on the ground, and maybe have a better touch feel experience, and then, take the decision to buy. And then it became important for us to give a seamless, consumer experience, whether this is on the marketplace, which is Amazon, Flipkart, and all the other Snapdeal kind of, and our own website, and our own store, and our exclusive brand outlet. So it was very important that we do not confuse the consumer. So possibly today we are the only brand again in the mattress space who talks about one country, one price, one product, right? So for us, the product are same across channel, whether it is my online marketplace, whether it's website, whether it is there is some trade-off because of this decision, but we felt it was very important for us not to confuse a consumer, and it was very important for us to give a seamless experience to the consumer. And what we also realized is consumer does a lot of research before they walk into your store and make a decision to buy. And if you're confusing them by offering different product at different price point, there are all chances that he might drop off because they don't know what you stand for. Like they don't know whether this is good, this is bad. Frankly, this wisdom came to us through experimentation. We did ran for some time with different products for different channel, and we did experience that a lot of our customers was dropping off because they never knew which product is good. We suddenly found that the offline trade started saying the online products are not good, don't buy, please buy it from my shop, it's great, and it's a much better product. If further confuses the consumer, I found my CX team, whenever they used to get an online call, they said, no, my online products are equally good, right? And while I would say at a board level, at a business level, you have a common objective. When it comes at functional level, everybody has their objective, and the whole storyline gets tweaked. In the process, what we found is you are actually confusing the consumer and hurting the business. And hence we took this decision of having saying that we'll have one product, for one country, one price. That's really helped what it has helped is not only it is helping me to see that I don't have a confused consumer, but it is also helping me to bring a lot of marketing efficiency, communication efficiency, commonality in what we communicate, what we present. And I feel that entire decision of becoming an Omni brand with some trade-off, maybe on the top line, I think it is helping us to become much more sustainable in the long run. I think most importantly, having one face in front of consumer, I think that's what will probably drive your growth and business. And what we also found is, unlike a mobile or a mobile charger or an headphone, which can be brought online, mattress is as good as buying a white goods. It's like buying a fridge or a washing machine. We have mattresses ranging up to 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh, and starting from say 12, 15,000, going up to 1 lakh. So it's like buying any other white goods. Hence, it is important for a customer won't decide unless he really comes with his wife or his parents, and touch and feel. So touch and feel was an important aspect of the buying decision. Hence, it was important that we create an ecosystem where the consumer feels safe to come in and walk into my store. And that's where we started this entire company-owned, company-operated. We call it Coco Journey. And then we started educating our own trade, saying why it's important to have a good-looking, nice, tidy store. I think we have a long way to go, but what we've realized is we are much better than what we were before. candidly, in the last 2 years, as a business, we've grown more than double, while most of the entire industry had a flat kind of a growth in 2021, and maybe 7 to 8%, 6 to 7% growth in 2022. We grown 70% last year, and the previous year we grew at 70%. So we almost like 2.5x where we started off pre-COVID. I think a lot of the stuff we did around this omni-channel, creating world-class experience center, having seamless common communication across our value chain, not confusing the consumer, and obviously beefing a lot of our in-house systems with respect to our supply chain. Like as long as we were a brick and mortar company, I think our entire supply chain ecosystem was very different because we could sell full loads, 20, 100 mattresses in a load to my distributor, and then he takes care, he gives it to a dealer, and then the dealer takes care of the consumer. So we had 2-3 layer of, I would say, cushioning to, and we never faced the consumer head on. But what we realized in a direct to consumer business where you are scaling your own website, own Cocos, own marketplace, it's a very different ball game. So obviously we were also caught off guard for some time, but then we really built those kind of capability in-house to manage a direct to consumer business, how to deal with consumer, beefing our supply chain, bring a lot of IT technology supported supply chain, obviously expanding warehouses, trimming some of our heavy cost line. And that's what I think is probably helped us to what was looking very scary in March 22nd, 2022, when we were all banging plates and spoons and all, not knowing what the future holds good. I think some of this fast, agile, nimble step we took, maybe not the perfect ones. I think we have a long way to be a perfectionist in all this, but for sure that has helped us to reach where we are as we speak.
Wonderful. You mentioned consumers discovering, researching Duroflex products online on digital, and then possibly coming offline to gain trust and before making the purchase. How do you then decide? And one, that is a journey. Does that give you confidence to kind of invest in digital because your point of sale is really offline? How do you think through these decisions?
One interesting insight. When Duroflex ventured into e-commerce in a big way, it happened early, I would say FY21, which is at April to March 2020 quarter. I mean, April to June 2020 quarter after the lockdown was announced. Pre-COVID, we were not even serving 3,000 to 4,000 pin code. We suddenly found that as we speak, we are serving more than 25,000 pin code, right? And that's the kind of reach we got. And we were ourselves amazed that while we were a South-centric brand, when we started sizing our market in the e-commerce space, we found, we suddenly found 20-30% of our sales coming from out of South, which is North, East, West. We never knew that our brand had so much love and respect from consumers. And it was kind of I would say, an eye-opener for us, saying that there is a market waiting for us, outside of South, and we should really latch on to this. And a lot of that study and understanding came through a lot of the work we were doing around digital and e-commerce. And then what we also realized is penetration through digital is much faster than what you do through the conventional media, right? So obviously we shifted a lot of our spend. We beefed up our entire digital marketing ecosystem and the talents we had to. So we obviously went about hiring talents in that particular space, which was a little, I would say, not so good for us, in the early COVID days. And then we said that this is a time for us. So we also took a different approach. South has been a very heavy brick and mortar dealer distribution, 5-6 decades of being there. But when we entered our new markets, we took the entry strategy as a direct to consumer route, right? And we said we will first open our own stores, right? Which is a company owned, company operated. That's how we entered North. We said then we will really beef up our digital ecosystem. We'll build warehouses. We'll try and build the business on our e-commerce space. And what interestingly we found is when we became such a strong D2C brand, there was a natural interest shown by the brick and mortar dealer distributors to come and associate with us. And for us, the life became a little more easier to win the trade when we became a strong D2C brand, because there was a natural demand where the consumer started going and asking maybe a competition shop saying, do you have Duroflex? Do you have Duropedic? Do you have this mattress? I saw this in the, in the digital space and I need this, right? And the dealer also knew that if they don't keep the product, the consumer might go and shop on our website. And so they might actually lose the business. So what we found is the entire investment around digital and moving large part of our expense from the conventional marketing to the digital is really helped to help us penetrate faster, grow faster, and probably become a pan-India brand in a very short span of time. Possibly if nothing had changed, if there was no COVID, on the hindsight, I think maybe we would not be as good as what we are outside of South as we speak now.
Looking a little bit into the future, Monraj, what would your dream customer experience be? Assuming technology allows for it and operations, etc., allows for it. What would you really like, or what experience would you really like Duroflex's customers to have in the future?
So, to be very honest, we want the products what we sell just to be an enabler, and we honestly want to be seen like a sleep brand, and that's what we really want to work on. So as we speak, I can't reveal much, but there's a lot of work happening around building capability around sleep and helping consumers sleep better, and that's what we really want to be known for. And there is a serious attempt from our side to build that kind of ecosystem, and hopefully you will start seeing us shortly talking about it a lot more, maybe in the next few months, maybe a few years, because it takes time, money, investment, and a lot of, I would say, trial and error before we can really start talking out in public. What we lack today, as I said, is because we've scaled the business so fast. What we really need to do is investment on our technology, IT, and digital ecosystem, so that we become. So we keep saying that we are a very good D2C sales company, but we need to become a true D2C company by DNA, which means everything other than selling also we should be good at. And we keep pushing our benchmark bar every time high, and keep saying, oh, still we are not good at it. We still need to be better. And that's where large part of our investment as we speak is happening. I mean, if you're asking my vision, it doesn't change for us. This is something we crafted 6 years back, and we said we want to be known as the best admired brand in the sleep and comfort space. I think we just added one word. We said that we want to be the most admired brand, Omnibrand in the sleep and the comfort space. We just added one word, Omni, because that's something which has got evolved in the last 3-4 years. And everything else we do around sleep in terms of product is what will really give us revenue and profits and margin. We don't deny that, but we want to be seen like by a consumer that, yeah, if I have a sleep problem, this is the company I can look forward to. Obviously, we will continue to invest on our world-class experience center. I think it's made a huge difference. Honestly, it has forced a lot of our competition to relook at their distribution strategy and store strategy. What we believe is possibly we are leading the entire creating an entire excitement around this entire space of mattresses, and everybody else is following suit. So if you see this entire mattress industry, still only 35-40% is organized, and there's a large play of 60% which is still unorganized. And what we believe is if more and more brands start looking at investing on customer experience, a digital ecosystem, start talking more about sleep, this category itself will get a lot of visibility. So today, while we all fight for market share in a very small space of 4,000, 5,000 crores, maybe the market will become much bigger to a 10,000 crores, and you can still fight for market share, but the market size is very big. So our entire effort and our vision is to get everybody on a platform and push even our own competition to invest on good experience center, good digital ecosystem, great products, organize the industry, and make the industry big enough for us to fight on a larger pie than fighting for a small market where you're just kind of snatching market share from each other, but not actually taking effort to grow the industry. So our entire effort is to see that how can we really work as an industry to grow the industry by itself by doing everything we need to do, whether it is putting good experience center, being an Omni brand, being, I would say, promoting sleep, or do what it is like. I think we've seen the entire footwear category, the way it's evolved over the last few decades, where maybe we had only few brands, and now you have the Puma, the Nike, the Adidas, the Skechers, the Bata, everybody fighting the kind of premium, sub-mass premium. And then you have the bottom of the pyramid, like the Relaxos and the Paragons and all. And I think the whole category has become so big that the market has become big. So there's a space for everyone to fight and win the market share. And that's what we aim to do as well. I mean, that's something I would say a long-term thought about for this industry. But for Duroflex, I think nothing changes. We want to continue our journey to be the most admired brand in the Omnibrand in the sleep and comfort space.
And sleep and comfort, I think, is so much more than just a brand position. It's something that just affects us, all of us, every day and night. And I think we just, as a country as well, just discovering the importance of this, right? And brands like Duroflex really driving this and driving that education just creates so much more for every individual consumer.
So we have empaneled doctors. So we have empaneled doctors, some full-time, some retainer, who does large part of work with us to build the entire sleep ecosystem. And what we believe is we just don't want to just talk, but we want to walk the talk. And it will require investments and real dedicated effort from our side and some of failed experiments as well. But we are quite open to doing that. And as we speak, I think we are making fairly good progress. We're quite happy the kind of internal R&D progress we have made, right? We set up our own sleep lab, okay, in the same office where I sit, and we do a lot of pilots, R&D there. We have some very exciting launches planned in the next 6 months to 1 year around this space. So for sure, I think we're very confident that like what we could do a few years back by moving away from the material-based classification to more consumer value-based, classification. I think we are very confident to go one step ahead and, not only move one step ahead and up the benchmark in terms of value as sleep, which is, I think, the derived benefit of when you sleep on a mattress. And I think the kind of journey we are taking and the commitment what we are showing as a team, I think I am pretty confident we should be there.
Thank you, Monraj, for joining us today. It was a pleasure speaking to you. And for everyone who's listening, watch out for our next episode. But thank you, Mr. Monraj.
Thank you, Sujay. Thank you for getting me.
Thank you. Are you Bangalore based? Where are you?
I'm based in Bangalore, yeah. But I keep traveling. But as we speak, I'm in Bangalore, yeah.
Maybe the jacket gave it away last few days.
Oh, I think Bangalore is a rough weather now. I mean, there's a lot of viral going on.
Yeah.
So even I'm running a little cough. And we have a central AC, which is quite cold. So for the benefit of everyone else, I thought I'll wear a jacket, let everybody enjoy the weather.
Where is your office? Where are you located?
We are at Silkboard, next to Silkboard. In fact, we just moved into a new office a month back.
Yeah, everybody in Bangalore is on the roads, but now just I think this weather, water stagnation, there's a risk of I think people getting sick.
Yeah, as we speak today, we have an yellow alert in Bangalore. It's supposed to rain very heavily today.
Is it? Okay.
Where are you based, Sujay?
Same city. I'm in Bangalore as well. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think today we have an yellow alert. I think it's supposed to rain by evening. I'm told the roads will get blocked.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think when we woke up in the morning, tells you it's there.
So where are you now? You're in office or you're at home?
We have we've not opened up offices yet. July is when, so we had given up our office space in COVID, and very happy we were a remote team, but now to get together we should be back in July. So I live around the Sarjapur Road, Harlu Road area. And
where in Harlu Road?
This is near Fisherman's Wharf, Cafe Coffee Day.
I stay at Skywood. It's next to Skywood.
Purva Skywood.
No, I stay next Skydale. I stay in Skydale, bank opposite the lake.
Got it. It's towards the Sarjapur Road side.
Towards inside.
So, yeah. Wonderful. And
the world is small.
Yeah, we'll probably see you at a traffic jam somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Cool, Sujay. So thank you so much. I think we'll catch up.
Thank you. Bye.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys, on behalf of RX. Thank you, Sujay. Thank you, Mr. Monraj.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye. Good day.